Want a thriving construction career? Well, here's the secret. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about some tips that will really help you out throughout your career, and I'm going to go through them one by one and really hope that you can leverage them. This is going to be a great video. Let me start off by saying that, one of the earliest things that I learned was of professionals or really great leaders or legends in this world, role models, early on in their life, creating like a list of rules or like a list of characteristics, things that they wanted to embody, things that would guide their life. And constantly just seeing how intentionality around this really helped them. And so early on in my career, I did a similar thing. I was like, this is what I want to be. And I would constantly read that as an affirmation and remind myself of those goals and loop those into other goals. And it really shaped who I am today. So it was absolutely fantastic process. And it made a lot of progress with it. And so I want that for you. So let me first of all go ahead and give a shout out. On LinkedIn, I saw a post from Alex Brogan. And you can look him up. He did an amazing post about key things that will help your career. And he titled it 14 Things to Become Indispensable at Work. And so this was the inspiration. I never believe in taking credit for somebody's work. I never believe in just parroting things. So I'm going to use my words, my explanations, but I'm going to use his post as a base. And I'm going to link you to the LinkedIn post specifically and to his profile in the description below so we can give credit where credit is due. But I want to put my spin on this and really use the wonderful work that he posted on LinkedIn to explain how to have a remarkable career. Number one, leave things better than you found them. In fact, this is so funny. This is why this post is so interesting to me. I was literally talking to my kids the other day about Schroeder culture. Schroeder culture is that we treat people fairly. We're always honest. We always leave things better than we found them. We always help out and lean in, right? And so I was talking to my kids about this, how this has been huge. Leave the project better than you found it. Leave the truck better than you found it. Leave the area of work better than you found it. Leave tools that you've borrowed better than you found it. Leave people better than you found them. Literally, if you want career success, make sure that you're leaving everything you touch better than you found it. Make sure that people are better off for having had you in their lives. That's number one. Number two, have a bias towards action. I could not love this more. When we are in doubt, let's make a decision. In this video shoot for these 20 videos, I keep talking about Jocko Willink and the muster, and he says, the laws or the rules of combat are literally that you cover and move, that you simplify, that you prioritize and execute, and that you decentralize command. One of the things that I love in there in reference to prioritize and execute is prioritize in a non-emotional way, make a decision, look at your environment, decide what needs to happen next, and execute, make a decision, right? Always tend towards action, always default towards action. They have this term that Jocko talks about, it's called default aggressive, meaning that you have a bias towards action. And so it's much better to pull somebody back and rein them in than it is to have to push them and motivate them. So that is a key career asset if you literally have a bias towards action. Number three, write before action. I love this one. I've talked on a podcast before about how if I was to be a superintendent again, I would have an 11 by 17 or 18 by 24 sheet of art paper, and I would literally draw out the steps. I would plan out the work. I would sketch it out before I did anything. This is hugely important, whether it's a letter, an email, whether it's a mission, an assignment, instructions, write it out ahead of time. Give yourself time to think about it. And if it's action for goals, definitely write those out. I have never, ever, ever seen an instance where writing it out ahead of time didn't benefit me. In fact, one person said, hey, at muster, I'm sorry I keep mentioning it, but at muster at Echelon Front where Jocko and Leif were presenting, somebody said, you all are up here speaking with such confidence and such clarity. What would you recommend? And Jocko literally said this, if you write and spend time writing, and actually write out your thoughts, you will be able to articulate them and speak with passion and energy and with authority. And that literally I have found to be true throughout my life. So number three, write before action. Number four, be impatient with actions and patient with results. That means that you want people to put in good effort, but you don't expect them to be perfect, right? So when we're giving praise or criticism, I don't believe in criticism, but let me just use this as an example. If I'm like, you are good, or you are bad, or you did good, or you did bad, that has really negative psychological impacts. But if when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, hey, that's a solid hustle. I love that effort right there. You're praising the action. And then it's not so much like outcome criticism. Now, we should be outcome driven. We want results, we want good outcomes. But the point here is to accept everyone's best efforts and to really focus on them doing their best, iterating, reviewing together, leaning in as a team, and coming to the final product together. So I love that one. Number 5, ask great questions. I love this one. If you are new to construction, you need to increase your question asking by a factor of 10. You're not asking nearly enough questions. And I know everybody says it and it's cliche, but there is no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one that wasn't asked, because you can get an answer. Ask questions, ask, and you will literally just skyrocket in your career. Number 6, have pride in your work. Literally come to work and sure, it's fine, it's okay if you're motivated by money or something else, but take pride in what you do and know, hey, what if your name was stamped on everything you did? How would you leave it? If you left literally a table at a restaurant that you've left a mess, or a chair at the movie theater, and it said, hey, Jason Schroeder did this, Jason Schroeder left this popcorn, or this report or this email or this layout, whatever it is, and your name was on it, would you leave it the same way? So really, really take pride in your work. I'm going to skip to number 10 on his list, because the other ones you can just read in the post. Leave them wanting more. I like that. 10, limit distractions at work. Now, this is really key because I love the newer generations, and I don't have any criticism for the newer generations, but we are these newer generations, we are the generations of distraction. Cell phones, social media, we get texts, we're trained to respond to them like animals sometimes, right? Don't be at work watching football. Be at work and be focused on your task. And when you're focused on that task, don't attempt to multitask and get distracted. Work in one piece or one process flow. If you do that, you'll be more productive than any of your peers. Number 11, and this is huge, communication shows competency. Always report on what you're doing. Always loop in your supervisors. Always loop in your team. Over communicate. Communicate. I know if you're anything like me, if you're close to the generation of being a millennial, or you're any of the newer generations, right? You would rather just text somebody than talk to them. I understand that. I don't care if you text them, if you smoke signal them, if you call them, if you email them. Well, I don't really like emails, but anyway, I don't care how you talk to them or if it's face to face, but keep people in good communication, especially your supervisors, because that builds an immense amount of trust. 12. Close loops quickly. If there's something that you were supposed to do or follow-up that you were supposed to provide, make sure that that's done quickly. That will extend the trust that you got in the last bullet. This builds a huge amount of trust. And I'm going to skip all the way to number 14. Bring solutions, not just problems. A team and a supervisor really likes to work with people who are solution-oriented, who can think for themselves. And so these are some really great keys that I've been thinking about, that's been beautifully put into this list. He even has a graphic for you on LinkedIn. We're going to link that to you in the description below. But the bottom line is there's a definite pattern to really being successful in your career, and I hope these have helped. So we'll link you to that below, and we'll turn this into a blog post for you. I hope you're able to use it and that you love this video. On we go.